Jack Elam lived a double life for years, and no one knew, until now. I always thought I had Jack Elam figured out. Honestly, how could I not? Every time he appeared on screen, I knew exactly what was coming. A crooked smile, those unforgettable eyes. Somebody was about to get betrayed. Then I started looking into his real life. And that's when I realized Hollywood had been fooling us all along. Because the man who spent 40 years terrifying audiences may have been one of the gentlest people working in the business. That's the part almost nobody talks about. When people remember Jack Elam, they remember the face first, not the name. His eyes could make an entire theater uncomfortable before he even spoke. Directors loved that about him, audiences did too, but I couldn't stop thinking about something strange. What if the feature that made him famous was also the thing he spent years wishing he could erase? That's exactly what happened. Long before movie cameras ever found him, Jack was just a kid growing up in Arizona. Life wasn't glamorous. His family worked hard. Money wasn't easy to come by. Then tragedy arrived early. His mother died when he was still a little boy. I kept imagining what that must have felt like. Losing your mother before you're even old enough to understand what loss really means. It changes people. Maybe that's where his quiet strength began. As a teenager, another moment would change his life forever. Only this time, it happened because of a pencil. During a Boy Scouts incident, a pencil struck his left eye. The injury permanently damaged his vision. Over time, his eyes became noticeably misaligned. Kids noticed. Adults noticed. And Jack definitely noticed. He became painfully self-conscious. Who wouldn't? If someone had told that embarrassed 12-year-old boy that one day Hollywood would refuse to let him fix his eye, he probably would have laughed. But that's exactly what happened. Years later, after acting started taking off, Jack considered surgery. He wanted to look more normal. Instead, studio executives begged him not to touch it. They believed those unforgettable eyes made him impossible to replace. Think about that for a second. The thing he hated most about himself became the reason millions remembered him. Life has a strange sense of humor. Here's another surprise. Jack never planned to become an actor, not even close. He studied accounting, worked respectable jobs, built a solid career. He even opened his own accounting business and handled financial work for Hollywood companies. If you had walked into his office back then, you would have met an accountant. Not the future king of movie villains. Then everything shifted because of one unexpected opportunity. Someone in the film business needed help raising money. Jack jokingly asked if he could play one of the villains. Somehow. The answer was yes. I've always loved that story because it reminds me that careers don't always begin with lifelong dreams. Sometimes they begin with one crazy question. His first roles were tiny, barely noticeable. But directors immediately saw something unique. Jack didn't need dramatic speeches. He didn't need expensive costumes. He simply walked into the frame, and audiences instantly distrusted him. That kind of screen presence can't be taught. Soon he was everywhere. High Noon, Gunfight at the OK Corral, The Man from Laramie, Rawhide, Bonanza, Gunsmoke. It almost became impossible to watch a Western without spotting Jack Elam somewhere. And almost every time, he was the bad guy. At first, that probably felt like success. Eventually, it became a trap. I think every actor fears being remembered for only one type of role. Jack certainly experienced that. No matter how talented he was, Hollywood kept handing him another outlaw, another killer, another traitor. His own success became the wall standing in front of him. Then something unexpected happened. Comedy. That surprised me more than anything. A few directors realized his unusual appearance wasn't only intimidating, it could actually be hilarious. Instead of fighting his image, Jack leaned into it. Movies like Support Your Local Sheriff gave audiences permission to laugh at the face that had frightened them for years. It worked beautifully. He didn't become a different actor. He simply showed people another side they'd never noticed. That's much harder. Away from movie sets, though, There was another Jack Elam entirely. Friends described someone who loved poker, not high-stakes gambling. Just evenings around a card table with friends after filming. One of those friends was Audie Murphy. They played for small amounts, sometimes only $1 or $2. The money never mattered. The company did. I honestly find that refreshing. Hollywood often celebrates glamorous lifestyles. Jack seemed happiest sitting around a table, telling stories and laughing with people he liked. His home life was just as quiet. His first wife, Jean, stood beside him long before fame arrived. She knew the accountant, not the movie star. Sadly, she passed away from colon cancer while Jack's career was finally taking off. That had to be heartbreaking. She helped him survive the difficult years, but never got to fully enjoy the success they worked toward together. Later, Jack remarried and spent decades with his second wife, Margaret. Together, they built something incredibly rare in Hollywood. Privacy. No endless headlines. No public feuds. No manufactured drama. Just family. Maybe that's why so many coworkers remembered him so warmly. One story really stayed with me. During the filming of the Aurora encounter, Jack became friends with young actor Mickey Hayes, who had progeria. Instead of treating the boy differently,